Well, what a race that was, and I think Las Vegas has definitely secured its place on their calendar, as it was actually a pretty good one. Very variable, many variables with strategy, very cool climate. It's a unique race to go to. Of course, don't forget about the partying and all the glamorous of city now. I don't care about that, I care more about the racing. Definitely better than Caesar Palace, that's for sure. So to address the elephant in the room, congratulations on Max for his full four title. I mean, it looked in doubt throughout the season in the second half. That of course what's his name? Giampiero Lambiase said a bit in the interview post-race talking to Sky. He was saying how the beginning of the season, all those race wins, the dominance, looked like it was going to be 2023 repeat. That cemented their campaign and basically, well, that in hindsight, yeah, secured them for the title earlier on. But without hindsight, it didn't look in doubt as I went 10 races without a single win. And even struggling to get on the podiums, as Verstappen only picked about 3 podiums during this winless sprint. So great job to Red Bull, they deserve it. They've come out and pulled through this hard spell, and I just can't wait for next year. We're going to have possibly 4 teams fighting for the championship. It's going to be absolutely crazy. But you can save it for later. We're going to talk about Las Vegas today. I'm going to start with the silver arrows to cap on my head and on my top. And well, for my last 3 races as a Mercedes fan, I'm going to burn all these before. I won't say that. And as my last 3 races as a Mercedes fan, I'm pretty happy with this result. Lewis absolutely smashed it. He was probably faster than Russell, to be fair. On 6-lap order hards, he was gaining Russell. I mean, yeah, towards the end, his tyres completely fell off the cliff, but he absolutely smashed it, Lewis. He definitely would have won that race. And of course, that's what you got to do. You got to get it on pole so you can get the tracker position to win the race. So congrats to George. He's done better today. I was rather surprised about McLaren's lack of pace as well. P6 and P7. I was expecting them to be the faster cars, you know, maybe towards the podium. I did predict Lando to be second, which nowhere near. And of course, that would have made the title continue to Qatar. And while his teammate Piastri didn't look like he was anywhere. Sure, he did take that 5-second penalty for being misaligned in his grid box, which I thought was a bit harsh, as it looked completely normal to me. Sure, he was a bit over to the left-hand side, but he looked completely fine to me. But hey, I don't have all the data and all the camera angles, so I don't have all the context of the situation, so the Stewart's I guess the Stewart's thought it was valid, so there you go. It is what it is. Doesn't really matter. It wouldn't make a difference to his finishing position anyway. And I'm very proud of Verstappen today, as he's shown a 4-time world champion that it is now. Very, very mature and calm driving. Didn't take any risks, didn't do anything unnecessary, outlandish, when he exactly didn't need to. He knew in Brazil he secured it, it was over. Alright, the Ferrari's gonna pass me, doesn't matter, 3rd or 5th, I'm still gonna be world champion at a checkered flag, so let's just let them pass me, don't fight them too hard. Maybe, yeah, sure, I wanna stay ahead of them, but that's just being optimistic. Ideally, just let them pass you and win the championship, whatever it takes. Of course, he's had that collision with Hamilton in Hungary, the collision with Norris in Austria. Sure, you could debate whether or not that was his fault, but it looks like he's tidied himself up by the end of the season. I think he's definitely going to go down one of the greats. He's the greatest of his generation, without a doubt. It's just going to make things really exciting and unpredictable for next year, but let's not focus on that for the time being. I predicted Sainz would get 4th and Leclerc would win the race, which I wasn't miles away. Sure, Leclerc did get the 4th place and Sainz did get the podium, so he wasn't far off with Sainz. Quite far off with Leclerc, as I don't think anyone was expecting Mercedes to be as good as they were. I did expect Mercedes to be better, but not this good. So I'm a bit disappointed with Ferrari, but they still look good. Their straight line speed looked phenomenal. But Lewis could not get past him. It took him laps to get past Leclerc. Like, he's pretty verbally like, oh, he's frustrated, I can't get past, but he's pretty like, he's definitely grinning underneath the helmet, or at least thinking that this is a good sign. As I can see Lewis challenging for the championship next year, as of Leclerc as well. There's so much to think about next year. Of course, there's still constructors and championships to decide, mainly between McLaren and Ferrari. Red Bull's sort of a side character now. I don't think Red Bull are going to be really in any chance of contention for them now. Problem is Perez at Red Bull. He's costing them points all season. He's done that. I don't know. Well, yeah, because of the Kit Kat deal. That's why they're still got him. But it's not going to do well for them next year. They're going to be possibly 4th in the Constructors next year. From winning 4 championships in a row to finishing 4th in the Constructors the year after is diabolical. So I think at some point next year, Perez will see the guillotine and he'll be out. Alpine, a disaster. From absolute glory to basically opposite end. Gasly qualifying 3rd. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Lots of surprises this weekend, and had to pull out the race because of mechanical issues. So that's it. Like, you can see his engine just completely blew up. It tore a hole in the side pod towards the back, so something in the engine definitely exploded, which is really unfortunate for Alpine, as I have dropped down back to 7th. but they are 1 point behind Haas, who are on 50, Alpine of course 49, and VCarb are 2 points back on 46. So that spot is going to be hotly contested for the last 2 races. And of course, it will have a heavy dependent on Tsunoda and Lawson. If they can get the points, say if either one of them drivers gets big points for VCarb and get up boosting up to 6th, there'd be a great little resume for the Red Bull. Say, hey look, I did this for your junior team, let me go and come replace Perez. And speaking of Perez, pretty good overtaking to be fair. That move with, I think it was Lawson and Magnussen, God almighty, bro, I thought that was going to be a crash. There was going into this, of course, end of the Vegas Strip, there's this tight little fiddly chicane, and there's not a lot of room there. Good thing Magnussen backs out, as if he didn't, there would have been a big shunt there, probably would have caused a red flag or maybe a safety car. Perez, mate, let him squabble, squeeze through on the inside. If you've seen the onboard, it looks absolutely ridiculous, but he had no other choice, so he just went for it, somehow made it. And I think all of them sort of knew that. Let's start crashing, guys. Come on, so telepathically said to each other, come on guys, let's just get through this corner, as it would have been a complete roadblock if they all had collided. It did look like it was going to be a bit of a nasty one, but they all got through unscathed. Brilliant racing for the midfield. Absolutely loved it. Magnussen's teammate, Hulkenberg, P8, top of the midfield. Can't complain. Absolutely brilliant. Got Haas at the top of that midfield battle into P6, so nothing wrong with that. Tsunoda getting 2 points for RB, so he's doing his bit to try and get that Red Bull seat. And not much to say about Aston Martin. They look like they were in the mud again, just completely slow, no pace at all. Sergio Alonso on the soft tyres, which didn't work out very well. And Stroll, I don't think he had literally any airtime. I don't remember seeing Stroll once. A shout out to Zhou though, he was doing well. He was running in the points for quite a while. Of course, in the end, nothing came out of it, but he's given it everything he's got for his last few races. Like, why the hell not? He has 2 more Grand Prix left in Formula 1 most likely, and well, he's going to be Ferrari reserve driver for next year, which is surprising, but okay, cool. And Bottas was also nowhere. Bottas was right at the bottom. Every time I looked at Zhou, I looked for Bottas, he was always like P17 at 18 or something like that. And Williams, Albon could have been on for points, but they had to pull out the race. Apparently, they did look into the sideboard and the brake duct to see if there was actually a bag in there or not, because the amount of litter that was flying around on track, it was ridiculous, man. It was such a dirty place. I don't like Las Vegas for that reason. It's just a dirty and grimy, filthy place to me. Plastic bags, rubbish absolutely everywhere, and the race director littering as well. That's really funny. Maybe it was a race director's bag that we caught in the Albon sideboard. But unfortunate for them, after another crash for Colapinto on qualifying, and of course of all the crashes they had in Brazil, it's just a bit hard for Williams right now. It's just a bit crap. I think they'll be amazed if they make it both cars in the end of the season with no issues. But you know, what a thrilling race. It was brilliant. The strategy was unique. No one had any data on a hard tyre. The tyre data was extremely high. 20 laps on the hards and you're done. So many 2 stops. Only Magnussen, I believe, pulled off the 1 stop, which was mightily impressive. Didn't score any points, but did get a P12 finish. Yeah, wouldn't mind Las Vegas staying on the calendar. The unique podium presentation is brilliant. I can see the awkwardness in the car is brilliant with the top 3. Russell in the middle, he's chuffed. He just won his race, you know. Carlos Sainz is there chatting away with him, and Lewis is just leaning forward like, I don't want to be here, you know, because he's replacing the man on the other side of the car. See Lewis like getting the mirror down, playing with like just in his face. It was just it's quite comical to watch them. I think last year's was more awkward, to be fair, as we weren't expecting it at all. So at least we knew it was coming this year. So it was a little less awkward this year, but it was still brilliant. It's just so unique, and it's quite Vegas, to be fair. But that's all I've got to say about the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Pretty decent one. I would rate it as 7 out of 10. Definitely would come again. And yeah, hopefully Qatar delivers as well. The constructors still up for grabs. I think McLaren will secure it. I think they will bounce back, as they were very strong here last year in Qatar. But that's all I've got to say. Watch out for the predictions for Qatar, and have a good day. It's still very early in the morning, bloody windy, but still early. But yeah, got a whole day to get on with. See you later. Bye bye.